Ready to open the hood? Usetool for the tutorials.
And for car parts, the right idea is the Mr. Auto app.
You will find the bulk shock absorbers used in the video exclusively on the Mr. Auto website and through the link in the description. Turn your engine off and pull up the handbrake. Loosen the rear wheel studs. To change the back shock absorbers on your vehicle, you need to remove the wheels to gain full access to the suspension system. Lift the rear of your vehicle. Place the vehicle on the axle stands. We strongly suggest watching the tutorial, raising your vehicle safely before carrying out this step. Don't forget to slide the wheels under the vehicle. Unclip the plastic cover that prevents access to the shock absorber base. To unclip it correctly, you need to remove the plastic rivet using a pry bar. Brush the bottom of the shock absorber and spray it with penetrating oil. This will help with the future manipulations. Using a 21mm spanner, a socket wrench, and a 21mm socket, unscrew the nut holding the shock absorber base in place. Remove the nut. The shock absorber spring now needs to be squeezed out using a shock absorber compressor. Check that they are properly held by the locking studs, then slowly compress the spring using the socket wrench and the appropriate socket. Then remove the spring. The exhaust muffler now needs to be removed from its silent blocks so that the exhaust line can be fitted to the rear end and the nuts holding the exhaust muffler's heat shield in place can be accessed. You can use a small crowbar. Spray the 4 heat shield retaining nuts with penetrating oil. Then unscrew them using a socket wrench, an extender, and a 10mm socket. Next, remove the lock washers. Remove the heat shield. You can now access the shock absorber head support plate, which you'll need to remove to gain access to the shock absorber head. Using a socket wrench and a 16mm socket, unscrew the 4 bolts holding the shock absorber support plate in place. Remove the shock absorber base retaining bolt while holding the assembly with one hand. Then remove the shock absorber plate assembly. Grip the plate in a vise. Brush and spray the shock absorber retaining nut with penetrating oil. Using an 18mm spanner, a socket wrench, and a 21mm socket, unscrew the nut on the shock absorber head. Remove the shock absorber.
Okay, guys, if we can share this video with you and help you save a lot of money, is also thanks to our partner, Mr. Auto. So, if you want to support us and buy the part for this operation, visit their website. Okay, back to work.
You will find the bulk shock absorbers used in the video exclusively on the Mr. Auto website and through the link in the description. Before installing the new shock absorbers, it is necessary to prime them by pressing the shock absorber rod vertically. So that the gas and hydraulic fluid are separated. Install the shock absorber head in its slot. Install the retaining bolt. Then screw the nut back on by hand. Position the shock absorber at the same angle as when it is in operating position. This will preserve the life of the silent block. Once in position, finish tightening the shock absorber head with a torque wrench. Put the shock absorber plate assembly back in its slot. Secure the assembly by inserting the lower retaining bolt of the shock absorber base. First, screw the plate retaining bolts back on by hand. Then use the socket wrench. Finish off the tightening with a Torx wrench. Put the heat shield back in. Put the lock washers back in place to maintain protection. Then screw the 4 nuts back on. You can now put the exhaust muffler back in place. By putting the silent blocks back in place. Install the stop in the spring. Then put the spring back in place. Carefully unscrew the spring compression tool, paying attention to the position of the spring on its lower and upper supports. Screw the shock absorber base nut back on until it makes contact. To avoid damaging the silent block, you need to tighten the retaining nut with the rear axle in the vehicle on the ground position. Lift the rear axle with the jack. Once under pressure, finish tightening the nut using a torque wrench. Remove the jack. Put the plastic protection back in. Put the rivet back in place. You can now repeat the operation on the other side. Then, you will be able to put the wheels back on your vehicle. Put your car back on the ground and block the wheels securely. Operation completed.
Hi, it's Theo from Usetool. I hope this video has helped you a lot in your car maintenance. We would be super grateful if you could spread the word so that we can produce even more tutorials. Simply give us a like, a comment, and hit that subscribe button. It really helps us boost the channel and help the whole community. Thanks a lot and have a great one.